Good morning. Last night I mapped out my day. I got up about 4 minutes past the time that I was supposed to wake up. I was supposed to wake up at 6. I literally waited 4 minutes. And I am 16 minutes late to my class already. So, yeah, have a great Thursday.
What's the last name?
Evans. Tia. I see her.
There's this.
Thank you. Probably wrong. Thank you. Oh, awesome. Thank you.
Okay, awesome.
I swear, if I don't ever stop sweating, I'm gonna completely dehydrate. Like, I don't know if I sweat because of my nerves, if I'm sweat because I'm actually hot, or if I'm actually having a hot flash. So, I'm here at the Women in Energy Institute seminar event. I just got here, and I don't know if I can stop sweating. It's like I want to go home because I can't stop sweating. And also, I'm here by myself, right? Doing this alone. And there's tables full of people. And my anxiety is at an all-time high. I'll turn around and show y'all real quick. I'm over here in the corner trying to get my bearings straight, trying to stop sweating so that I can find a seat, get some coffee, sit down, and figure myself out. But this is perimenopause. I think this is 45. This is what I'm dealing with. I put a full face of makeup on today. I've sweat 85% of it off, and I'm just, I don't know. Anxiety and perimenopause is not a good combination. But ladies, guess what? We're gonna make it through this, okay? I'm gonna make it through this event today. I do have my emergency anxiety medicine in my bag, for which I may just go ahead and take because this is tripping. Okay, bye. 10% of the battle is over. I found a seat and a table. Still sweating. I think I'm gonna go to a restroom and get myself together. I found the bathroom, to powder my nose, cool off, and get myself together. There you go.
A recent study by ICF International says that the electricity demand in the United States is going to grow by 78% over the next 25 years, with 25% of that demand coming just in the next 5, as artificial intelligence continues to gobble up power in the United States. And if landmen are not involved in those data center projects or the right-of-way to move those transmission lines, a reassuring thing for all of us is that 43% of electricity in the United States comes from natural gas generation. So we're gonna have to drill a lot more natural gas wells.
Hope you enjoyed mimosas and had a good breakfast tacos to fuel yourself for the rest of the day. Excellent. Welcome to our opening session, and it's sponsored by Gibson Dunn. If time permits, the panel is open for a Q&A at the end of the session, so please have your questions ready. I'm so excited to introduce our Warwick Investment Group's female leadership panel. And behind me, I'm sorry I'm blocking the view because you guys all look gorgeous this morning. We have Kate Richard, Jessica Tompkins, so sorry, Kelly Pennington and Corinne Simon, who will share their insights with us today and kick off our event with lots of inspiration. Serena Buck, SVP of Land and Ascent Resources, will be moderating our talk. And so please join me in welcoming Warwick Investment Group.
140 people in Oklahoma City, Dallas, New York, and London. And we invest through different pockets of capital in energy, mining, and also real estate. We were reflecting, kind of prepping for this panel on the journey that we've all been through together. And one of the things I think is most interesting about the firm is we started as a startup and we keep rebirthing startups within the business constantly. So one of the things that we have to do when we talk to team members that we're considering recruiting, and also just as we've continued to grow and kind of reaffirm our own identity internally as a leadership team, is we have very institutional businesses, but then, you know, every 5 years we have a new baby born as a new business. And so you're constantly kind of going back to zero in that startup. That does happen with new funds.
Some pretty significant losses and be a little bit more aggressive where they need to be. And I had one client who at one point we sat the management team down and said, what's the significant loss to you? And they said, 5 billion, 10 billion, we might feel it. I'm like,
They have not even begun yet, in my opinion. So we have thousands of people moving to the state on a regular basis. We have the majority of our state is arid to semi-arid. When you look at the Ogallala Aquifer, that's the panhandle and up through the central United States, it would take 100,000 years to recharge. Guess what? It's draining really quickly. Someday we're going to figure out, we have already, but we're going to perfect the fact that we should be tucking water back into the ground, intra-aquifer storage and retrieval, and not necessarily building new reservoirs on the surface, because there's this little thing called evaporation in our hot climate that causes a problem. And then you get to the produced water issue. And I'm going to be honest, I was a doc in the Senate. I didn't serve on anything that dealt with oil and gas, so I've gotten to learn a ton about oil and gas. So I did not know, for example, when I started this job, that you get a whole lot more water up with oil and gas than you get oil and gas. And that produced water, should it ever be proven that reinjection causes seismic activity and some major issues, that would be a way for the EPA to shut down oil and gas production as we know it. That I identify as a problem. So Jim Wright, who's also running for re-election, Railroad Commission, who I'm going to get stumped for because he's awesome, but he came into my office and he said, Dawn, you know, we need to partner up and we need to bring solutions to this. Because of course the water that comes up has hydrocarbons and salt in it. This is where some of those newer technologies are fascinating. If you think about it, you could pass those hydrocarbons through a plasma way. You can get graphene, which is kind of one of my cool new things. Graphene is a single atom layer of carbon. It makes concrete super strong. It's good for transmissions. It's probably going to replace lithium batteries. By the way, it doesn't explode. It's kind of nice. But you get that out. So you precipitate the carbon out as graphene, you burn the hydrogen, you drive the desalinization process, you scale it up, you're talking about millions of barrels of water a day. So we're already using it to grow crops on state land, increase browse. By the way, ladies, we are going to turn West Texas into a garden oasis. Just get ready. And then eventually we'll put it in our tributaries and hopefully do some intra-aquifer storage and retrieval. And so, so I was asked the other day, what makes Texas so special? Because when Texas steps in the house, whatever national organization, whatever entity, but when we step in, everybody pays attention. Like, what makes Texas so special? So if you've ever read Fehrenbach's, I think it's Fehrenbach's Lone Star, he starts out with this idea. People who founded, whether it be a city, a state, a nation, but that culture stays. And I would suggest the people who came to Texas, I'm a 9th-generation Texan, I'm super proud of my family. We were the British consulate to the Republic of Texas, and ironically, the General Land Office, one of their first cases, they settled it for some guy named Austin instead of some other guy named Bailey. Bailey was way better in their first, but that's a whole nother story. So they recognized Austin's Mexican grant, not our Spanish grant, but we'll be revisiting that case soon. But anyway, but the whole point is that we were founded by people coming to liberty, not necessarily running from something, and it was tough